What's up, YouTube? Today we are looking at 3 different, well, they're the same, but they're different, knuckle dusters or brass knuckles. These are steel. These are from Tactikowl gear. Tactical Owl, Owlman. The precursor to Batman, I believe, was Owlman. I don't think that gentleman actually was thinking of that. still no stickers. None. Owlman, can you please make some stickers, dude? If you, I'll make them for you. Actually, I don't know how to do that. If I was gonna do anything, I would write. Anyway, I got 3 of them. You know why I got 3? I'll tell you why. First of all, these were 2 for 1, basically. This original one was also discounted at like 120-ish. So these were 160. This was 120. 160, 120, 280. And then plus 8 because I bought these separately within an hour of each other, but he still didn't combine shipping, which is fine. But you could have. Anyway, here's the deal. I'll tell you guys why. 1, I love a deal. And the guy who does my tattoos, and I have many, I'm covered in tattoos, and none of them are shitty or cheap. Not that there's anything wrong with those, but that's not me. Unless I went to prison, then I would get those. But I'm going to give one of them to him. Probably as a tip. Because he'll really like these. He was going to be an engineer before he became a hugely successful and talented artist of tattoos. Beyond that, these, besides, I'm going to really piss some people off. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for pissing people off? Hang on. Cheers. Jack Daniels. Ugh. Ugh. Let me build up my courage, my liquid courage. These, with these and Gillies Customs punch so high above the price point. Obviously, especially these. But this, comparing this, I would have to actually figure out. I know that I assume, I'll go into it another time, but I think Gillies is hand making all of his. I'm almost positive about that. I haven't asked him, but maybe someday I will. This guy, I think he's probably having these CNC'd, or hopefully in America. I would assume in America. If not, he would be one of the only people I would grant okay, this is so good. This and like Jack Wolf knives. And I bought these before. I mean, if that's the case, if they're not made in America, and I think that they are, I'm like 90% sure. But even if they weren't, I would keep these in my collection. Well, the ones I'm going to keep anyway. So 1, not for me, right? So we'll take this one away. So this is a knife channel, right? Started as a watch channel. I got rid of all those. They're just privated. I used to get really, really drunk and talk about watches. Now I get buzzed and I just shout about whatever I want. 1 for the collection, 1 to carry, as the knife people would say. And yeah, things that I like about these. Oh, yes, I've got this dude. Hang on a second. All right. It's time. It's time. Ooh. Let me... Hang on. I'm going to take a range of measurements. So that's 4, 8, 3, 5. Okay. So just a hair under a ½ inch. Yep. These are the taupe. These have hogged up the channel lately, and they're going to continue to do that, honestly. So I'm going to do a couple more videos. So just to put it into a very stark perspective, this and this cost the same. Does that mean I like these more or this less? No, I didn't have... this is kind of like a Screaming Monkey ish style, except this will actually sit flat on a table, so the whole bottom is flat. Anyway, I'm gonna do a video on these because I'm gonna leave the rest of this. I actually kind of like it with so little, and it has a new patina because I used a brass brush, also steel wool, obviously you can see that, but like this subtle like pitting. I wasn't in love, not so much on top, and this doesn't have it because I just used steel wool. I wasn't in love with the patina I got with it, but I think it's kind of neither here nor there. I really like this piece though. This is a good piece. I'm gonna carry this. I'm gonna carry one of these too. So obviously these have been on the channel, but I'm gonna go ahead. YouTube seems to like the longer stuff, but the precision in these is very, 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 very nice. This is why it reminds me of Jack Wolf knives. They should collab. I don't know how that would work. But these spikes, they have this cone-ish. He, in his own copying the verbiage on the website, calls them reinforced spikes. I don't know. I think they're just spikes. I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of funny things, so I got this for 20 bucks, so I'm not complaining. And I'm gonna keep this watch. But right now, and I don't know if it'll right itself or not, this watch, as far as the date goes, wants to run backwards. And that's so funny to me that I'm going to keep it. I won't toss it. I probably won't even... I might message the dude and be like, look, dude, not cool that you would sell me a watch that's broken, but for 20 bucks, and I get a really big kick out of that. If this is actually running backwards, that will be fucking cool. Because you see that's going down to the 3. I hope it runs backwards. I really do. Anyway, what a nerdy thing. I hope it runs backwards because I'm autistic. Anyway, these are not asymmetrical, or these are asymmetrical. These are symmetrical. So no matter what way you have in your pocket, you're going to get them right. Obviously, if you just remember that you have them a certain way, take a second, or if you have a second, get them on. If you're me, you're using these after you deploy mace, I would use these very sparingly. But if I'm getting jumped by a bunch of people, at that point, fuck you. In the past, I've had a Mercator, which is I forget what it's a K55K Black Cat Mercator. If you look that up, it looks like a knife that your grandpa would carry. I've literally backed down a group of people with that. And I wasn't doing anything fucked up, but I wasn't going to get jumped by a bunch of retards. Or ne'er-do-wells. Let's put it that way. A bunch of drunk people sticking up for their friend who's a fucking creep. But anyway, yeah, this is totally something that, like, this is the business. Really like these though. Screaming. I didn't have a screaming monkey. I think this would be a screaming monkey. Does this look like a monkey screaming to you guys? This reminds me of D&D. But I do really like the lettering here. That's fucking dope. Made in USA. For reference, I have this tobacco grinder. Let me see. Yeah, all right. But this tobacco grinder, hang on. I have had this since 2010, 2011. I used to get my own tobacco leaves and then roll my own cigarettes. So this is like a heavy patina on aluminum. This is aluminum. It's a cosmic grinder. I always tell people to buy Cosmics. They're the best. I mean, you're gonna buy one for your entire life. Like, what? I don't, and like these aren't collectibles, so I'm not gonna have a bajillion. You have one of them, and it's got a. This is magnetic. None of this has ever come off. Well, I mean, like obviously it breaks down, but like the magnetic strip has never come off. I've never had to super glue it, and aluminum holds up. It does. You're gonna pick up patina, but if I really, really wanted to. If I was like, you know what, I'm bringing it back to the original glory, I got a bunch of steel wool of all different grits. I also have a bunch of sandpaper of all I had so much dumb shit for the hobby of knife collecting / whatever. It's just collecting. This is like stuff that you're going to use across genres of collecting. If I wanted to, I could make this. Maybe I should. That would be fucking sick. But at the same time, the thing is that the best patina is a real one. So at some point, I am going to carry these by Mr. Taupe. Really well done. At some point they'll look like that. But I will keep in mind that if I take a brass brush to the, I mean, so this is like kind of what you see a lot on different stuff, this type of, this patterning. This one had that same thing, but much more sparse. Now it has, up on top, it's all smooth. I use the brush there heavily over this and in here and down on this part. So, and this is steel, so it's this. I mean, they're different, obviously. Which is lighter. This. Which is more ergonomic. The bottom line is these are apples and oranges. I realize that some people are going to be like, no, they're the same thing. They're knuckle dusters or brass knuckles or whatever. That's just not the case. That would be like comparing, I don't know. Listen, I've had a couple drinks. I'm not going to try to get too specific with the analogies, but the bottom line is, like, that'd be like saying every knife is the same. That's obviously not the case. I think that in a courtroom setting, these are going to be better for you than these, because these are scary and have literal spikes on them. So the jury's not like, I mean, so if you go to court with this, you do something, you got to stand before the man, even if you're right. I don't know if you guys know this, but the law sometimes, The wheels of justice oftentimes crush the innocent. If this is evidence, it'll be in the jury room, and they're all going to pass it around and finger fuck it. These are light, smooth, neat. Got some goofy D&D character. I just feel like the guy at Hitman would carry these and then like ruthlessly assassinate unarmed people, and then like a normal person would carry these. I really like these though. The thing is, normal people don't carry brass knuckles. That's the bottom line. Or, you know, knuckle dusters. Knucks, as they're called. I would rather just call them knuckle dusters. All right. That's about all she wrote for this one. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. Cheers. It's my Friday. This is going to come out. Well, so it's Thursday. I'm recording this. This is my Friday. It'll come out tomorrow. But